What else? The Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monster Coliseum, that thing. Alright, that's also another experimental Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that they, took a chance with, but honestly, it was something that is actually how technically the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game even started, with the whole Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters, whatever, something breeding. That's technically the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Game ever. And this is just like, a 3D-ish, upscaled, better version of that, I guess, that came out. And that's also another big home console game that did not make it. I believe that was on the PlayStation 2. And yeah, it did not make it into the early days collection, So I'm really hoping they push and put it in the early days collection too. Alright, because these are a bunch, like I said, these are a bunch of weird games that I'm mentioning. You know what I'm saying? They're not really technically the card game, but it is Yu-Gi-Oh! So I mean, maybe they just didn't want to include that in the first collection because they wanted to keep it just all strictly Yu-Gi-Oh! And just straight card game playing. That's it. Not the experimental things, but hopefully they'll include it in early days collection too. So yeah, that, and I guess I'll mention one more, just to give you a little something. So now this one is an actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Card dueling. A summon. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game actually. All right, this one came out on the Xbox, right? The Yu-Gi-Oh! Dawn of Destiny. All right, this one I've never got a chance to play, and I really want to get to play it. This actually is the actual card game. All right, they didn't do no experimental things with it. They didn't try to mix it up or try something new. Nah, they just kept the same Yu-Gi-Oh! Formula. You know what I'm saying? Put it in this new card game for the Xbox. I'm talking about the original Xbox. I'm talking about the first one, Xbox, like the first one, that one, not 360, not Xbox One, not Series X and S, not none of that, none of it. The first Xbox. And that's the only console that this game, the Dawn of Destiny, that it came out on. It didn't come out on nothing else. So if you ain't have an Xbox, you wasn't gonna play this joint. You feel me? Unless you cheated and find some other way of some kind of something. You know what I mean? But you needed an Xbox. Alright? So I never had a chance to play this Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. And that sucks. But hopefully it gets put into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection 2. I'm talking about the 2. You feel me? And there's so many other games that still can be added to this collection, but these are like some of the big ones that I really wanted to mention, and a lot of people kept talking about, and that are really sad that it did not make it into the early days, the collection. It didn't make it, and that sucks. But we got 14 games in the early days collection, so I'm not here to complain. I'm not here to be mad. I'm not here to be spiteful or just or be hating or just feel ungrateful or anything. But